At Redbourne Upper School in Bedfordshire, pupils arrive for a lesson in full school uniform. But they leave their classroom in wellies and overalls. Alongside 1,300 students, the school roll boasts 30 sheep, 25 chickens and 10 pigs. Alongside classrooms are chicken sheds, pigsties and barns.
The process is called dagging, and we use a pair of electric clippers. You know, this is a participatory exercise, not a spectator sport. I'm Head of Agriculture at Redbourne Upper School Farm at Ampton in Bedfordshire, and I'm responsible for the whole of the running on the farm. The school itself has been here for 50 years now. It started off as a secondary modern school. It's always had a rural science unit since that time, and it started off with 2 pigs, a few rabbits and a little bit of ground that was dug over. But since then, it's grown. I myself have actually been here for 35 years. I started in 1970. Sprayer, please, Bex. All right, that's lovely. Working on the farm is a great privilege. The most important thing is that all the people who come on the farm, whether they're Year 9s, 13s, staff members, they're all members of the team. For thousands of years, information and stories were passed on by mouth and by action and by verbal means. And I'm going back a lot to that idea, where they are brought in discussion and they literally told a story. It comes down to the fact that all teachers are actors. What you've got to remember is that my sheep, although they're clever, can't use toilet roll. We've tried training them, but they can't use it. All right?
Pupils don't have to opt for agricultural studies to benefit from the farm, but everyone's offered a taster lesson in Year 9.
It's a little miracle sitting here. How long do you think it took for these to be made inside the mum?
A month, 2 months maybe.
Or a little bit longer. 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. So it's a very round figure. And at the end of it, you end up with one of these. Now what we're going to do today, we're going to weigh them. My name's Shane Durham. I'm farm technician here at Redbourne School. I started off here as a student a few years ago. I've now gone through college and worked my way back here now as technician. The easiest way to hold a pig is by its back leg. So all the blood rushes to its head and it shuts up. Into the bag. 2k, okay?
Local primary school children can also take advantage of the facility.
We're specialised. We're one of just over 100 school farms in the country. And we've got these facilities because we've built them up. We know how to use them for students of all abilities and all ages. Because of that experience, we can tailor what they get, what they receive, to the little ones that are 4, and they're looking the sheep in the face. You know, they might even be looking up at the sheep as they come in the lambing shed.
I remember I couldn't have been more than about 5 years old, I suppose, and this chap turns up in a blue bus with a small stock trailer, and out of the back comes some sheep. Well, even more strange enough, out the front of the bus came this teacher called Ralph. Great big fuzzy beard, ponytail. You never expected him to have been a teacher. It was absolutely magical, and something must have rubbed off because I'm in the business now. How much do you like off then?
Oh, a little bit down the side, Shane.
In Year 9 we had some inspiring lessons that taught us about what we'd learn about if we took agriculture at GCSE, and that convinced me to take that extra science.
I want to be a vet, so I've just been coming down here a couple of times, 3 times a week for work experience really.
The teachers really make you believe you can get into vet school because they give you all this extra practical experience.
And you look at real animals rather than just animals in a textbook.
Yeah. You can apply your knowledge that you learn in science to agriculture.
We do other things like come down in our lunch times and do a lambing course, and sometimes the vets come down and you get to talk to them.
Lambing is my favourite time at the farm because you get to help look after them and deliver them sometimes if you're lucky enough to be here when that happens. And come in on lambing checks, that's quite nice because nobody else is at the farm, peaceful. Just seeing them skipping around. Well, this one's one of 2 lambs. The most common is twins on the farm usually, I think. You get a few triplets and some quads. They're quite difficult to deliver all of them successfully. Some of them are just 1, they're massive when they come out. You also learn that each lamb has a cost and each piglet, costs something. So if they die, it's sort of someone's livelihood that depends on it.
It was one of the Year 9 tasters, and this group came in, and we were working with these lambs behind us, but they were younger and smaller then and still quite pretty. And this group of students came in and they were going, and it was like a gang of tourists, because all of a sudden, almost like a Western shootout, they all pulled out their mobiles and they took photographs of the lambs. And one of the girls, as we were walking back up, "I got a movie of them, Mr. Rayner." And it was absolutely amazing to see how they related immediately on their first lesson. That never ceases to please me, because we're doing an awful lot to educate these children in ways that they don't realise they're being educated.
Cats look down on you, dogs look up to you, but pigs is equal.
The farm gives some students, even those visiting from other schools, a sense of purpose and a focus they may have failed to find elsewhere.
I decided to go on extended work experience at my school because I was having problems with my GCSEs. I said, I was interested in working with animals and the practical side, so they found Redbourne School Farm and they sent me here. I do look forward to coming in the mornings, so I'm up at 6:45 to get here early. I used to be pretty quiet. I'd keep to myself and everything. The farm has definitely boosted my self-esteem. I used to be, always down. I always used to think the worst of myself. Now I'm working down on the farm. I enjoy it. Mr. Rayner, he's been working with people like me for years, and he knows how to basically keep in touch. He always sees the good in people, but he can get a bit moody if you if you turn him up the wrong way. I do feel that learning has improved a hell of a lot since I've been coming here. I'm not exactly a brain box when it comes to maths. In the morning I help weigh out the feed for the pigs, sheep and chickens get their bags of feed. I know how to do that simple maths. This is a Black Rock chicken. They're very good egg layers, I know that, because I've got one of my own. Stop here. They usually like being picked up. We could expect from maybe 5 to maybe 15 a day, at least, from this flock of chickens. Basically, we wanted free-range chickens on the farm because we believed, that they weren't laying properly enough in enclosed spaces. Painted the shed blue because, well, there's hardly any colour on the farm. These are for chickens to come in and out as freely as they want. We're already halfway through building it. We've got the shed up, we've got the fencing up. We just need to put the layer over the top so a fox can't jump over. Will you stop pecking me? I don't need it.
We get students that have opted to use the farm and come here on regular lessons. We have art students who come down and use our animals for sketching practice, and they find out that the animals don't necessarily stand still when they want to sketch them. We have also number and maths department have come in and used with some of those who like to get practical data capture, and then that comes into science too, where the students actually take the recordings and then take them away and make their graphs and interpret graphs from it.
My name is Andy Hodds. I'm a teacher of science at Redbourne Upper School. Just bring the children down here on the farm and they can actually see biology in action. It helps cement ideas, the smells, the sights, the sounds. I mean, a lot of them don't have an appreciation of these animals, don't appreciate how big they are, don't appreciate the amount of work that actually goes into looking after these animals. In some students, it's actually given an appreciation of the food cycle as well, that they don't take things for granted. Meat isn't just a pink thing on a slab in Tesco's.
I'm Vince, I'm in year 11, I'm doing a NVQ in level 1 in horticulture and livestock.
I'm Tom, I'm in year 11 also, and I'm doing NVQ in agriculture and horticulture as well. It's different to all other schools where we can come down here and learn completely different things to other people learn, and I really enjoy the outdoor feel of it and not being stuck in the classroom the whole time.
We learn about harvesting the crops and how to plant them and what seasons to plant them in and things like that.
I like the way that you know where the food's come from and it's all fresh and all grown organically and everything's so fresh about it and there's like no artificials, whatever they are. Well, anything in them like that.
Well, yeah, it's quite rewarding, like growing them and stuff, that you've grown them and everything and now you're eating them. It's sort of just the process, it's good. And if we can, we buy stuff from here as well because this is all for sale.
You learn so much like easier when like you're actually getting into and doing the work yourself.
Yeah, it does feel more responsibility and everything being down here because we're being taught as we're doing stuff, but we're also, you know, having to work and clean out the animals and things like that. So it is more of a job, but we're getting taught sort of at the same time.
As well as being in the business of animals and vegetables, pupils also cultivate flowers and plants in greenhouses.
It's a working farm, so like with the horticulture, the plants are sold, they're grown, they're sold, and then also with the animals, they're like put onto like meat production, and then I think like when we do the sheep shearing, some of that gets given, and the chickens, the eggs, and then around Christmas the turkeys go off for obviously meat production as well. I'm actually a vegetarian and care for the animals much, so I don't really get too together like with the meat production, like plucking the turkeys and that. But because I enjoy working with animals so much, it's just kind of taking care of them, that's what I do more. A lot of people think like we're mad coming down in freezing cold, especially in the winter, or even in the summer where it's boiling hot, working. You think, oh, I've got to get up in the middle of the night, it must be such a chore kind of thing, but it's not at all. You get down here and if something is happening, it is exciting. I feel like you've put something into the farm. Being in a working environment, it has definitely helped me in my like even jobs out of school. You can bring experiences from the farm like to your courses.
It's a real break from the classroom as well, and it ties in well with the biology that we both do.
Yeah,
really.
Working on the farm does give me the opportunity of putting in my drama like ideas, but it does more so with my art, I find. Like looking at how the animals like interact. I did like a huge thing on pregnancy, and I could look at the animals and that kind of side of it and how that all develops and how it's all like back to like basics, back to the natural kind of system.
How can you not say that there is not worth looking at and seeing it brought into the world? It's just absolutely magical, and when you bring students into school that have never seen it before, it's just absolutely amazing. You see their eyes light up, you see the cell goes through all these stages of pregnancy, and then that comes out at the end of the day and they think, well, that's something special. It is a little miracle.
Anything that enriches their life, I think, is a brilliant thing to do. Redbourne School Farm hopefully does provide that opportunity for them.
The greatest benefit of the farm is that students who find difficulty achieving in academic ways, those who perhaps in the past have had their self-confidence shattered, can come onto the farm, find themselves treated as equals, work with animals, learn the responsibility of looking after those animals so that they love you regardless, and that gives them a new hope to actually succeed.